In life, it's easy to think that you want to be the hardest mother fluffer around. Like, what is this drawing? Like David Goggins or something. Um, and it's awesome having all this armor. Look, this armor that is super thick and tough, and no one's ever gonna get you. You've got arrows fired at you. Yo, look at that arrow! Look at that arrow! So many arrows, and 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 it's all coming down on you, gang, and you're getting hit. But your armor is so tough, and it's helping you. It's helping you, and it's just they're all bouncing straight back off. They're all bouncing off. Ooh, Uh, uh, but the thing is, you can have two types of people who look like this on the outside, and one of them will look sad on the inside. Shit. One of them will just one of them will just not be happy on the inside, and they will have a hard heart, and the other will have a soft heart. There he is. That's his soft heart. So he's tough on the outside, but a big softy on the inside. The significance of this is that if you start your business journey or doing anything that's hard, and you thicken your skin and you tell yourself and you beat yourself up and you beat other people up as well. You say you gotta be tough as nails. You gotta be tough as nails. You gotta be the man. You gotta be like. The issue is that you will just lose the passion that you had at the start and lose the meaning ultimately, because you'll be like, well, I'm just alienating myself further and further. I'm becoming someone very different to other people around me. And you can develop the mindset that is like everyone's weak and I'm the strong one, or you can just realize that it's not that deep, it's not that crazy, and that the thing you're doing, the thing you're pursuing, is for a goal, is for a benefit that is probably material. And if you start a business, that's to make money, and it is going to help you. There's our thumbnail from the other day. I got to turn this back up. It's probably going to help you, right? But by the way, I don't think this villager's coming down from the house because he doesn't want to drop down. So he's just going to be up there forever. We should name him. Yo, everyone. Um, Today's video is different because I basically filmed the hook and that was cool. And then I just didn't like know what to say. I didn't know what to say, and um, I just yeah, my brain yeah, I'm really tired to be honest. So I was like, let me just do it like this. Um, I'm trying, and that's what matters. So, but yeah, today we're talking about having tough skin but having a soft heart. So what does that really mean? Um, it's really important to be a human being and not become a robot. I feel like just all the time that's what society wants you to be, um, in a lot of contexts, and it's just horrible. It's just terrible. The feeling that you are not enough, the feeling that you are behind is just a terrible thing, and therefore it's really important to prioritize yourself and understand what is real and what is just lies made up by yourself or by other people. Or maybe it's no one's fault, but it still exists. And so when you start a business, you're told to be, cold-hearted. You're told to be tough, to withstand things, and to take things, and to you got to be tough. You got to you got to persevere. And it's absolutely true. It's all absolutely true. The problem is that a lot of people will take it very much to heart, and they will change themselves. They will tell themselves, I need to change immediately. I need to be better immediately. Or they will do things that deep down inside they will feel the effect of contradiction. So they'll say to themselves, I gotta I gotta read 20 pages tonight of this book because I told myself I would, or I haven't clocked in X amount of hours today when I told myself I would. And anyone who's been watching my other videos would know I'm not really about those things. Those are like the morning routine type ideas. My morning routine, guess what it is? I'll wait for 5 seconds. You guess what's my morning routine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's nothing. I wake up and work. I'm in my pajamas. I haven't got dressed today. Why would I get dressed? I'm working. I work from home. I don't need to get dressed. So I'm not tough on myself saying I have to get dressed, I have to do X, I have to do Y. I'm just focused. And if business is so hard, which it is, then that's what you should prioritize as being focused enough. I'm not worrying about my mental bandwidth reading at night. I'm not worrying about like not having a lack of dopamine or doing things that are so boring all day long. I just do the fun stuff at the end, or when I want to reward myself because I've finished a bigger piece of work that I've been doing for all day or multiple days. Normally it's something that's like I've been doing for multiple days, or even weeks. If I finish that, of course I'm gonna just do something else. And there are those people out there who will just go like, no, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep doing, finish this thing onto the next thing. And that is cool. But you know what's so much cooler is being a human being and enjoying your life. So how do you balance this? And how does the person with a soft heart keep going when times are tough in the world and in business? I've got an answer for you. So what is the problem? The problem is when you harden your heart, you're numbing yourself. So you pick a really hard path, you're doing business, you're doing a lot of hours per day, maybe you're doing it by yourself, maybe you have sacrificed time with people you love, you're going through this transitionary period and you're learning a lot and you're not good enough either because you just started doing the business. So you're not really up to scratch, you're just not good enough. And think there's a huge amount of misalignment in your life. And so you're feeling quite bad, but you're stubborn, which is really important and really good in the context of business. So you tell yourself, I'm going to keep going. And you feel like quitting one day and you're like, nope, I'm going to keep going. Like, stop being a pussy. That's what you tell yourself. And that's not a good way to speak to yourself. But the point is, eventually, because there's such a gap between who you are and who you need to be to progress down the path that you are going down. For example, if you're building a business and you're not good enough at building a business, you need to change. And so you're hard on yourself and you harden your heart and numb yourself and become the kind of person who doesn't really feel. And therefore you take those bad feelings and you cut them off. You cut them off like you cut them off like this. But the problem is it works the other way. Sensitivity works both ways. And so you don't really feel much joy either. Now this is okay for a temporary period of time, and this will get you from A to B, which is what we're trying to do, right? So that's okay. The problem is, one day you will have to answer to it. One day you will have to. Now again, if you get the timing right, and you build the business, and then you go, okay, I'm a bit hard on myself, I'll change. That's fine. You've done well. But the problem is you didn't have to go through the pain you could go through the pain to change, but you didn't have to be hard on yourself. You should stay aligned with yourself so you don't, become super delusional in the worst ways. It's good to have like self-belief. That's a positive thing. But being delusional that you should be something that you're not immediately can be dangerous if you're hard on yourself. If you tell yourself, I'm not good enough. If I said to myself, Manny, why didn't you do XYZ today when I've never done XYZ before in my life? Because I'm starting up a new business or something. So there's that. And so you become numb to it. So you don't want that. So what should you do instead? Because you still need that perseverance, but because you want that sensitivity so you can feel the joy in your life, even though it means you're going to be vulnerable to more suffering, is you need to, one, get in your day to day, take the time to notice what in your business and what in your life makes you feel anxious, makes you feel worried, gives you that cortisol spike, and what in your business is making you feel rubbish. Is just worrying. It's just anxiety. It's just what in it is bringing you fear. What in it is bringing you mental struggle. And understand that it's completely different from you. It's not about you. It's you're going to get better at this, and it just takes time, and it will take time. So take the time and just understand what is actually me and what is a problem that I can learn to solve. And when you dissect the two things, what is me and what is just an objective thing that I haven't learned yet, you bring it together and you become, kind of the best version of yourself. The other thing is this, it's a little bit of a hack in that it's quite easy to do, is that while the guy who hardens his heart and numbs himself, chops off his emotions so he doesn't feel any of the bad stuff, the person with the soft heart can balance out those bad emotions by lifting up the good. So you can see it from like that mathematical, it's not that mathematical, is it? That simple numbers game kind of point of view. The way you up those good emotions, increase those good emotions, is by really specifically and vividly writing out what your future is going to be as as the fruits of your labor right now. So you're building the business to get some money. What are you going to spend the money on? And here's a clue. Here's where people get wrong. People get things wrong. If you write down having cars, girls, parties, and a big house, when you get the big house, you're not going to be satisfied, and then you're going to be like, "Oh man, he lied to me." I sold myself a dream. You'll also, more importantly, be halfway down the road. You'll be working hard on your business, and then one day you'll realize that you just don't care about any of that stuff anymore. You don't care about the materialism, because the hard work that deep down that that's not going to fulfill you. You're going for it because it's flashy, and then one day you'll just realize this road is too hard. But when you have something deeper, like understanding how the world will take away your relationships, you will have to sit in front of a screen all day, earning not a lot if you're in an office. All these kind of things, you realize that how are you going to find a good wife, a good partner? I don't know, when you're just going to be doing something you're not sure you enjoy, and not doing the thing that you should be doing. So those are those kind of core beliefs. And then when you build a vivid map of what you want your life to look like, I want to live in a house. So here's mine. I want to live in a house with my friends. I want to have a home base where friends can come over and we can have big. They don't have to be big. It's not about size. It's about quality. We have a lot of good friends in our friendship group, and we could see each other more often if we had like a home base, but we all live with our parents still. Number 3 is we could have an office. So if I make enough money that I can rent out an office all year round, my friends can come into the office. They can work for me if they need to make money, and then they can do their own thing because they all have their own dreams deep down, and that's amazing. And then we can spend time together at work, and it's so easy to take away that time with your friends, but my goodness, like in the working world, it's so hard to gain it. I don't want to really be spending time all my life around people at work who, in an office, who are happy to play the lazy game and go down the easy route. I don't really want that. And so that's something that motivates me. That's more of a loss aversion thing. So, but do you see how I'm looking on a much deeper level? For me, my motivation really comes from that. And when I think about that, because I've vividly pictured this, when I think about how hard it will be to sustain all the things that I love, that I used to be able to do when I was a kid, it's going to be hard. And so I got to work hard. Now, I am not saying that life before was amazing and I'm just going to replicate that and everything will be hunky-dory. It's not about that at all. It's about keeping the realistic things that I can still have, and it's about maintaining relationships while we change, because that's sustainability and maturity. But now we're getting onto a different thing. And that leads me to my final point, is that I think to have a soft heart but hard skin in business takes serious understanding and maturity of yourself, your future, and the world around you. And understanding exactly what you want out of what you're doing and what you're building. It takes loving yourself, it takes improving yourself, it takes educating yourself, it takes faith in yourself and God, if you believe in that. And then it's not easy. It's not easy, but yeah, that's about all I have. I'd love to know what you guys think. Let's see what other points I had here. So you will get bad reviews, clients who ghost you, and people who call your ideas bad. If you have soft skin, you'll quit by week 3. Hard skin means learning to separate your identity from your business. If a client hates your product, they don't hate you, they just hate the current version of the product. Take the feedback, leave the emotion. So that's a good idea. And then protecting the soft heart, the other side of the coin, is really your superpower. So empathy is a competitive advantage in business, along with being the only viable option in life. A soft heart allows you to actually care about your customers' problems. If you don't care, your product becomes soulless, your marketing feels like a scam, and your people can sense it. Your passion is the battery that runs the whole operation. If you let bad experiences turn you cold, you lose your power source. Yeah, you definitely, but really only at the core. Because, we all know the story of the businessman who just keeps going, and then he's the hardest hearted person ever, and he has a wife and kids, and he's just a horrible he's bad in relationships, right? And he's the angry boss, and etc., etc. We've all heard that story. You don't want to be that guy, and you're going to be that guy if you have to harden your heart to be able to be the right person. Instead, you should care and just look at things logically and objectively. And, we're so lucky as well that we live in an information economy where we can just search anything up on the web, or even something more in-depth with AI, just searching it up on AI. And therefore we just can know what's real and what's not, what's real, what's fake, what actually applies. And I think that's what it's all about. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. That was very much a yappy one. It wasn't too concrete, right? But it's so important. You do a check of yourself right now. Do you behind the camera watching this? What am I saying, behind the screen watching this? Are you kind enough to yourself, and do you know what you're doing this all for? And will there be hope on the other side? Are you scared of quitting, that you might quit? Because if you are, then you don't have that. You haven't lifted this up. You haven't planned out your future vividly. You haven't asked yourself exactly why you want this. Exactly why you can't take another route. So ask yourself those questions. Do a little audit with yourself. Are you soft-skinned? Are you hard-skinned? Are you soft-hearted? Are you hard-hearted? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bit of a different video today. But yeah, a little mini lesson in that is that I tried filming the normal style where I play Minecraft and talk live, but I just couldn't do it today. I just mentally cooked. I don't know, but we overcame, and I've done it this style, and in the future I might do it this style like a few more times if I need to, you know. So thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.